Hello everybody, it is Zen, and today I am doing another book review, and today I'm going to be reviewing The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. This is my first Neil Gaiman book, and it's the first Neil Gaiman book I've ever bought. There's another book that I need to review. Oh, what fun! This book is going to be coming up next week, Neil Gaiman's Coraline, which I read right after this book, because this book was amazing. Spoilers for the rest of the review about the book. I'm not going to spoil the book, don't worry. But this was, I'll tell you in the next one, but this book, though, I loved this book. This was awesome. So, Neil Gaiman's The Ocean at the End of the Lane. It's a novel, it's a really, really short novel, about 220 pages, and I read this in just 2 days, and I gave it, I'm not going to tell you yet. It also won the Book of the Year at the UK National Book Awards in 2013. So you know that this is a solid book by Neil Gaiman. I've watched a bunch of reviews of this book, and I seem to find that a lot of people don't like it, even though it's won the award. And personally, I loved it so much. Okay, it's incredible. It's a beautiful book. So, what is it about? It's basically, without spoilers, I can mention that it is a book about Neil Gaiman, kind of, not really fully, but Neil Gaiman as a child, but now the child is like its own character, so it's not Neil Gaiman anymore, but that's what it was based off of. But this is the child that's going through his childhood as a 7-year-old, and just getting through it, like the entire interesting, magical part of his childhood. So, that's what it's about. It starts off with the dude as an adult coming back to his hometown, and then he goes and then he remembers everything. That's what the premise of the book is. Now, why do people hate it so much? People call it like a very childish story, and I get that, but the point of the story is to be childish, you know? It's not a fantasy novel as is a normal fantasy novel. It's a fantasy, it has important fantasy elements, but it's all about it says so at the front. Time magazine said, a novel about the truths, some wonderful, some terrible, that children know that and adults do not. So it's about a kid going through life and his perception of what's going on around him. People call this book childish, and I guess, technically, but that's the point. That's the point of it. And then at the end, something is revealed. Not 100% revealed, but it's kind of like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. And so I love this book because of its childishness. You get through it and you're wondering, okay, is this book meant to be like this? Is this stuff really happening? Or is this just the kid perceiving things that aren't really existing? And so I had a wonderful time going through this and trying to figure out what exactly is really going on, because this is a kid telling the story. So we can't really exactly trust him 100%. And there's a bunch of stuff that's supernatural that's going on. And, well, this is a normal book. It starts off very normal, and there's no supernatural. It's not like, you're a wizard, Harry, guess what, supernatural. No, it's just, they end up happening, and we want to see what's going on. I love this book so much just because of its childishness. It's just, for me, I saw this as a kid going through, just perceiving his life as some kind of a magical fantasy adventure. Whereas the ending, without spoilers. Okay, so basically, I love this book a lot. It's tons and tons of fun. The main character is a great lot of fun. What's his name? I have no clue what his name is. I'm no good at this. Let's see. Yeah, this is told from first person, so it's not, they don't say his name a lot. But the main character, he's very, very strong. He's a malleable character. He has his own personality traits. We see him. He's literally the embodiment of a kid, an antisocial kid, at its peak. That's what you get. And then we've got a character called Letty Hemstock, who is very, very cool. I enjoyed her so much because she's kind of the plot of the book, if you will. And she's a very good character as well. She keeps doing stuff that you're just like, what? But to him, it's like, makes sense. Not really, but it makes more sense than we think. And to her, it makes perfect sense. And it's just a big mystery of a book, all muddled together in a child's thoughts. And to me, I loved it so much because the ending was for me, it was really sad. it wasn't like I'm gonna cry sad, but it was like ah, ooh, oh. So it was pretty sad, and I love the book because of how emotionally devoted I was to these characters, to what was happening. I think I read more than 3/4 of this book in a day, like 160 or 150 pages in one day, over the course of, I believe, maybe 5 hours. Which is, I know for you guys probably it's really, really slow, but for me that's incredibly fast. I don't read that fast at all. And this book, I just got through and through with it because it was so fun, it was so gripping, things just kept happening, and I loved it so much. So, as you can hear from all my raving about how great this book is, I would give this a 10 out of 10. 5 out of 5, whatever. This is a fun, awesome, I love this book. You guys should read this book. It's a great, great book. And seriously, so for anybody that loves, I know there's a lot of people in this world that don't like fantasy, like the crazy people, you know? And if you don't really like fantasy, but you're cool with a little bit of elements of supernatural, for example, Stephen King books, so just Stephen King books are generally normal, but have an element of supernatural, which is most of his books. And so, this book is perfect for you. This will get you so hyped up because it's so interesting. The context of this book is basically his wife was gone, and so he was getting lonely, and so he wrote a book for his wife while his wife was gone, and made sure not to make it hardcore fantasy like he usually does. I think I don't really know, but he added a little bit of fantasy because just a pinch of fantasy makes everything awesome. So yeah, that is the book for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like down below and subscribe to see any future reviews. And if you missed all the other announcements that I put out, I'm thinking about putting out a review of a cartoon every Wednesday alongside the review of a book every Sunday. So let me know in the comments what you guys think of that plan. Let me know if you want me to review any comments or review any books. Let me know what you thought of the book review and everything that you want to talk about. Just comment. Just comment. It's good for the analytics, you know? But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.